Hello everybody, and welcome back. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chase Collier, and all the videos on this channel are pertaining to health, wealth, and motivation. Today, the video is going to be pertaining to health and about macronutrients. A lot of people in the bodybuilding and fitness world know what macronutrients are, but not everybody knows how to count them correctly. And for those of you who don't know what a macronutrient is, that's what today's video is going to be on. What are macronutrients and how to count them and make them work within your diet. For those of you who don't know, macronutrients essentially make up a nutrition fact panel. There's other stuff on it, but the main three macronutrients that stick out that we actually count and care about more than others is carbohydrates or carbs, proteins, and fats. And today I want to talk to you about those three, what they are, how they work in your body, and what you should be consuming for them. So to start off, we'll talk a little bit about carbs. There's good carbs and there's bad carbs, and it just kind of depends where the carb comes from. The term is either a simple carb or a complex carb, and complex carbs are good. Those are the ones that you want. A simple carb is normally something very processed, something that came out of a machine, like a donut, some bread, pastries, Pop-Tarts, something to that degree would be a much more simple carb. It digests a lot easier, which also spikes your insulin, and that's not a good thing. That's why they're more a simple carb, where a complex carb would be your oatmeal, your grains, rices. I say brown rice is a little bit more complex than white rice, but any of those whole foods carbs are much better than the simple carbs that are processed through a machine. And a carb in general is your body's main form of energy that your body gets. It takes in chains of starches and converts those into a glucose. And your body and brain both need glucose to run. It's the main fuel that your body runs on, and your brain needs fuel constantly. The good thing is that your body does a very good job at storing glucose, and it's stored in the form of glycogen that is stored in your liver and your muscles. If you've been to the gym before, you might have heard people throw around the term glycogen store, and that just refers to the sugar and the glucose that's in your muscle, and normally there's more in there when you're working out that body part. And just wanted to show, for carbs at home, I get oatmeal in big containers from the big bulk stores, Sam's Club, Costco. I know Walmart and Target have them as well, but this is a lot cheaper, and eat it every day. I put it in my protein shakes. I eat it just in a bowl with some peanut butter mixed in is really good. Peanut butter and protein powder mixed into oatmeal, microwave, and it's almost like a snack. Can't go wrong with that. So the next macronutrient that I'd like to hit on is fats. Fats are by far the highest calorie per gram of all the three macronutrients, which we'll hit on later. But good fats are very important for your body. They help fuel your brain, and they also help break down certain vitamins within your body that can't be broken down without fats. I know fats are something that's very controversial, just because when people are fat, they think they need to cut fats completely out of their diet. That's not right, and you shouldn't go by that. You should always have fats incorporated in your diet, and just like carbohydrates, there's good fats and there's bad fats. And one good fat that we always use in the house is coconut oil. We cook with it instead of putting butter in the pan or spraying it with something. Just use coconut oil instead. Avocados is a really good fat. Fish has very good fat in it, but the bad fats that you want to avoid is in a lot of the fried things, the processed things, potato chips, French fries. I know steak is another item, or beef in general, that has a lot of fat in it. A little bit is okay, but try to stick to your more holistic fats that don't come from a protein or as a processed oil. And finally, protein. Protein is a very important macronutrient and rounds out the three of them. Protein is what fuels your muscles, what fuels your body, and in general there's amino acids is what builds protein, and there's 20 amino acids overall, and there's 9 essential amino acids that get taken into consideration, but proteins are completely made up of amino acids. Amino acids are very much required in the body for proteins, and they are the core of a lot of things in your body, not just your muscles. Amino acids and proteins is what helps produce and repair your organs, your hair, your muscles, your skin, and a lot of other things throughout your body. I know protein is something that a lot of people think isn't as important because if they're not trying to get big and bulky like a bodybuilder, that they think they don't need the protein. But in all reality, it's one of the most important of the three. I would say it's the most neglected of the three in most cases, because having a higher protein intake will definitely affect your fat loss, accelerate that, and help you get into shape quicker. So after getting a little bit more understanding of the three macronutrients that we have, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, I'm going to talk a little bit more how they tie into your diet, your meal plan. I try to steer away from using the word diet because I'm not trying to make you necessarily lose weight. There's some people here that may just want to get their diet or meal plan in check. So when I say diet, I'm not directly saying you need to lose weight. That's just what I call a meal plan. So in general, your proteins, fats, and carbs is what makes up the calories on a nutrition label. If it is a whole food and doesn't have chemicals or processed items in it, those three items should make up the calories. And the way that is broken down is that both carbohydrates and proteins have 4 calories per gram of nutrient. So if you have an item that has 25 grams of protein in it, it should have 100 calories if it is just straight protein. Now I know some of your protein powders have a couple extra calories here and there, which is normally a carb or a sugar that they throw in for taste or filler. But both carbohydrates and proteins are 4 calories per gram. Now fats, being a much higher calorie per gram, is 9 calories per gram of fat. And this is what needs watched out for when you're making a diet plan. So in general, there's a thing called a basal or base metabolic rate. Everybody has one, and it's according to your gender, your height, your weight, and your age. And mine is around 1950 calories is my base metabolic rate. That is just referring to if I sat here in this chair and did absolutely nothing today, I would burn about 1950 calories. So on top of that, you have to take into account you're walking around, you're going to the gym, any activities you do off of your feet that isn't just sitting at a desk. So in general, I would say for a normal day of me walking around the office or going to the gym, that I'm probably around 2,600 calories, somewhere in there. Of if I ate exactly that, I wouldn't lose a pound and I wouldn't gain a pound. But for those of you who are looking to lose weight, I would try and get a deficit or below that number of 500 calories a day. If you can do that for 7 days, you will lose 1 pound of fat, because 1 pound of fat is about 3,500 calories. So 7 times 500 is 3,500 calories in a week. For those of you looking to gain muscle or put on size, you can do the same thing but backwards, of having a 500 calorie surplus, and after a week you should gain weight. And I can't promise you what you gain or lose is going to be fat or muscle. It's kind of dependent upon what you put in your body. Breaking down percentage rates of what you should be going after, for me personally, when I bulk, I try to have 40 to 50% of my calories coming from carbs, 30% coming from protein, and another 30% coming from fats. So in general, if I'm bulking and trying to put on some size, I will be around 3,000 calories per day. And if you break it down to the percentages I just listed, 40% of 3,000 is 1,200 calories. And 1,200 calories divided by 4 calories per gram for carbs, I should be ingesting 300 grams of carbs per day. Now going on to protein is done the same way. If I'm shooting for 30% of my calories coming from protein, I'll take 3,000 times 30%, which gives me 900, and divide that by 4 calories per gram. And my number is 225 grams of protein is what I'm shooting for per day. Now on the fat side, it's the same amount of calories as my protein. 3,000 times 30% is also 900 calories, but dividing that by 9 calories per gram, I'm only allowed 100 grams of fat per day. Now, looking at nutrition labels can be a little daunting task to see if you're hitting these. One thing that I would recommend to everybody watching is using MyFitnessPal. It is a free app that you can download right to your smartphone, and it helps you track your calories. You can put in your goal weight and your starting weight and your calories you're looking for every day, and also put in the percentages of carbs, proteins, and fats that you're looking to hit, and it will help track that for you. It has a nice camera function on it that if you scan a label, it will pull up those macronutrients and nutrition facts, and you enter the number of servings you had, and you can just push enter and see all of your progress from there. I know this was a little bit of a longer video, but I wanted to make sure that I hit on all different topics and aspects that have to do with the macronutrients within food. Carbs, proteins, and fats are very important whether you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, and in future videos I'm going to break down what I would recommend for if you're looking to lose weight, if you're looking to gain weight, or just maintain weight. I know I gave out some percentages of my personal for when I'm looking to bulk, but I want to break that down a little bit more so everybody has a little bit more personalized idea of what they should be hitting day to day or week to week to hit their fitness and health goals. I appreciate everybody watching through to this point in the video. If you liked what you heard and gained a little bit of knowledge on the nutrition that you're putting in your body, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. I'll be posting about once a week with health-related topics and would love for you to sit in and learn a little bit or just get brushed up on some skills if you already know what I'm talking about. Again, I appreciate everybody watching this video. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to get a hold of me, please put a comment below or message me on Facebook. My links are all below for my social media. Thank you again, everybody, and I hope to see you soon.